Recording in progress.
Okay, we've got Jay Sean Corbin here. We will start with Chris Nee, 247.
Hey, Jay Sean. Hope you're doing well. I wanted to find out from you what's kind of the plan for tomorrow as far as testing, what do you intend to do versus what you did at the Combine?
So tomorrow I'll be doing everything, the 40, shuttle, L, vert, bra, all that. So at the Combine I just did the position stuff and measurement, so I'll be doing everything tomorrow.
Ira, Wojtek?
What was the Combine experience like? Just the interview parts and then competing and just being on that stage. What was that like for you?
Yeah, it was a great opportunity just to be around, a lot of the top guys in the country, meeting with a bunch of NFL teams. It was a lot, though, I'll be honest, waking up at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning and not getting in until like 11:30, just doing medicals and interviews. So it was a lot, but it was a great opportunity, so I definitely had a good time.
Brendan Sinone?
Jay Sean, what feedback have you gotten from NFL teams regarding your skill set? I guess how you're viewed right now, and what would you tell them you bring to the table, what your strengths are currently?
Yeah, they like what they see when we watch film. They think I'm a guy who does everything well. Just a well-rounded player, well-rounded guy as far as my character. Explosive, can score from anywhere. Has great hands, which keeps you on the field at the next level. I think the things I bring to the table is just a dynamic player who's versatile, somebody that you need in your locker room who's going to do everything the right way. I think that's probably about it.
Matt Marshall, Orlando Sentinel?
Jay Sean, did you get any sort of advice or a piece of advice that maybe helped you through not only the Combine process, but maybe going into tomorrow's pro day?
Just kind of take everything day by day. Every day is its own day. Going through this process is a lot of unknowns, a lot of things that you can't control. So whatever you do, just put your best foot forward and let God handle the rest, and everything will be all right.
Ira?
Was it an easy decision to come out after last season, or did you kind of went into the thought process?
It definitely wasn't an easy decision. A lot of praying, a lot of talking to my family, my coaches. And at the end of the day, I ended up graduating in December, so we just felt like it was the right time for me to take that next step.
Brendan?
Do you have a certain goal or a realistic time that you'd like to hit tomorrow for the 40-yard dash that you'd be happy with?
I'll just let y'all see that tomorrow. I ain't gonna say too much.
Ira?
You obviously had a really good season last year, and you showed, as you talked about, you showed the ability to hit the home run and also get tough yards. What have you been working on in training? Is there anything specifically you've been focusing on to improve your stuff?
Well, really, we did a lot of testing training, like training for the 40, shuttles, all that stuff. But as far as my game, just expanding my knowledge, getting on the board, going through stuff, working my routes, being more crisp in my routes. I say that's probably the main things I've been working on.
Aslan? Wojtek?
Jay Sean, everyone's decision is their own individual sort of process, but for running backs, is it a little bit of a different situation you guys are in this sort of day and age and the way football is being played that, maybe you guys have to think about jumping into the draft a little bit more differently than other players on the football team?
I'll say a little bit. It definitely plays its part just because of the lifespan, they say, of running backs. So I guess it plays a little bit of a part, but also you have to be smart. You can't just blindly declare just because you think, running backs' lifespan is only 3 years in the NFL. You kind of have to be smart about your decision, but it definitely is something that I thought about.
Chris Nee?
Jay Sean, where have you been training? Who have you been training with? And can you walk us through a day in the life of your training right now?
Yeah, I've been training at XPE down in Fort Lauderdale with Matt Gates and Tony Villani. It's a typical day. I guess Monday you wake up, 6:45, and you have your first training session, which is speed, acceleration, a lot of stuff. And after that, get treatment, get stretched, and then come back later on in the day and you have your lift portion, which is usually Mondays is like a lower body lift. And then you get massages, you get stretched, and we get on the jugs, catching balls and stuff. So that's kind of like the day in the life of I guess a Monday for me.
Ira?
Following up on Chris's question, I was curious if any other FSU guys have been down there training with you.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second question I had was, are there any backs you look at in the league and say, that's kind of how you see yourself being used in an offense?
No, I was the only guy from Florida State at my camp, but we did have a couple Florida guys. Like, that's all good. But I guess the guys I usually watch, obviously I like Dalvin. He's probably my favorite running back to watch. Le'Veon, he's on the league right now, but I watch Le'Veon. McCaffrey, be able to catch the ball. Kamara, he returns kicks. He does everything. So those are kind of like the 5 guys who I normally watch.
Matt?
Hey, Sean, when you went to the combine, you went with Jermaine, obviously was there as well. Did that kind of help you have someone there you knew? Or because this is an experience that you've never gone through, and as a kid, I'm sure you probably dreamed about going through. What was that like, maybe to help you maybe kind of balance yourself in that experience?
Yeah, it was. We didn't really get to see each other that much just because we were doing a lot of different things. They got there, I think, like 2 days, maybe a day later than we did. So our time teams were kind of different, but it was definitely good to have somebody that you train with every day, you saw every day in the locker room with. You went through a lot of things together. So it was just good to have somebody there that I knew that I was close with. I'll give you a comfort level that you need out there.
Ira?
I know you've been back in town for, I guess, a week or so, several days, and seen some practices. What's it like been to watch the practices, and what have you seen out of that running back group? They have a couple of new faces in there as well.
Yeah, it was definitely good just to be back out there, to get to see everybody. That was probably like the best thing. It's weird just being on the sidelines now. Just watching it is like the first time I've ever just been on the sidelines, be able to just observe. So I think that was kind of weird. I had to get used to that, but it was also cool because I got to see it from a different perspective. But watching the running backs, it's like nothing has dropped off. It's obviously they actually have picked it up since last time I seen them. Trayshawn's taking the next step. LT, the new guys are coming in. They're setting the standard as well. So it was just good to see everybody, and I'm glad to see the running back room is continuing what we started.
Ira?
I just want to follow up on that. I know during the season last year, you weren't always on the same field with C.J. Campbell, but he's having a really good camp. What did you see out of him last year, and is it kind of similar to what Trayshawn did in terms of his career? Yeah,
we've always seen the potential in him. Just a lot of times we're down there on the other end, we look down there, we see C.J., he's like breaking a run or making somebody miss. So it's kind of something that we already knew that you guys are just now being able to see. So I'm just glad to see like his work is paying off, and I expect a lot of good things for him, for sure.
Anything else for Jay Sean? Okay, we're all set. Thank you.
Appreciate it.